Y'all the school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, you guys want to I'll come get y'all.
Get the best of my crippy.
Already asked him. He ain't saying it.
Get the best of my. Whoa. Get the best of my crippy.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm finna go get something to eat.
You always finna get something to eat, John.
You always in my goddamn business.
You always letting it be known.
Ooh, got to, motherfucker.
Then don't get mad when I comment on it, motherfucker.
Ooh, stop putting your 2 cents in. We don't need it.
My 2 cents is necessary. It makes a foe.
No, it ain't. That's some dirty ass sense.
Ain't no dirty sense, nigga, if it makes sense to you.
Nah, it don't make sense because it don't need to be my certain fucking percentage.
Nah, nigga. I gave it to you as a gift.
Fuck that gift.
You don't take it anyway, nigga. Niggas don't be wanting to take gifts no more. What's up with that, chat? What you gonna go eat, John?
Some ass.
Oh, wow.
Y'all heard it here first. Hey, yo, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCants.
But
That nigga said he's finna go eat some cheeks, and he ain't specified what kind of cheeks either.
turkey ass.
He said, ooh.
My nigga Luka finna win MVP. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we finna win a ring. That nigga LeBron going out with a ring.
Yep. That's why he good. He carried y'all.
Man, fuck LeBron.
Ain't no motherfucking carried us, nigga. It's Luka Don.
Brother, you ain't even been watching the season.
Luka the Don. Matter of fact, since you brought up the Lakers stream, we about to go look at some Laker highlights. Luka the Don. The Don.
Go look at LeBron highlights.
Lakers. That nigga Matt Barnes got super crip on all the smoke. We gotta check it out. Super crip.
Hey, AT&T just gave me their best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. I'm telling everyone. Barber, dentist, I got a hardware guy. We're gonna add him.
That shit ain't getting
Samsung
MC,
Galaxy
guy.
S26 Ultra on us with eligible trade-in, any condition. Most expensive plan not required.
When I start making some money, then I'll get the YouTube premium.
We know Danny Green that he will be tonight. Absolutely. I mean, a guy like that doesn't need any extra
Late
motivation.
show.
An extra day's rest could help, and being upset that 16 technical didn't get rescinded, but he's here tonight.
And off the tip, Mitchell, blocked by James. James.
Blocked by LeBron right off the bat.
Here's Jared Allen, and he scores. What's he going to mean to them?
Yeah, shows you how much talent he has around him.
Good pass underneath. Ball fake laid up and in by Allen. The one that they were so starved for. LeBron down the right wing over Jared Allen.
Money.
James on the board.
And he's ready to go tonight. You can
Lakers
tell
finally on
his
the
step,
board.
His demeanor.
6-0.
He's about business.
And he was listed
Chris.
as questionable coming into the game. They had downgraded him to that, but made available just a few minutes ago as Spider.
Yeah,
As his votes are going to
That
be
boy
key.
Mitchell
Obviously, the
destroyed
Lakers shot
him.
twice as many.
Him being teamed up with Harden.
Did last night. Harden,
Nice.
there he is.
That's nice as fuck.
Game's about to start.
Bro, that what? Y'all gave me like 20 seconds of game time. What is these sheets?
a scoring title in this league. 3 maybe as a rebounder. He's just not a guy that, you know, just happens to get rebounds. He goes out and gets it.
No, he's a blue-collar guy. He does all the little things you need.
Austin for the leg.
Strong to the rim.
Putting on the Jets right, show a little speed in transition.
Mitchell wants to go baseline, comes out the other side. Bounced out of Harden. Harden pulls back from Reed. Perfect move, couldn't finish. Rebound now to LeBron James. James had that scintillating block to start things in the first 5 seconds. Luka. Goes right back out to James. Right side, James got it. That's good to see.
Really good to see. Don't hesitate. Don't think about it. Just let it fly.
He has been struggling. You all know that this month, especially from 3. He was the only starter in single digits last night. Hard 1 bounce for rhythm. Nobody shooting around 44% from 3, and that is good. There's Doncic falling back, and it settles in.
Soft touch. Nice little
This
shoot.
nigga Luka can shoot like a motherfucker.
Austin, here is Luka.
Bye, John.
He's wandering in, still with it. Underneath, he goes all the way to score. Can't stop it.
Just so crafty, getting the paint, changing directions.
Jared Allen already has a couple of fouls. Reeves looks like he's maybe struggling a little bit as Strus rattles it in. Leader in the 4th quarter. They bookend things as Jared Allen, even with 2 fouls, he's playing and he scores.
Yeah, that big lineup is giving the Lakers some trouble. Jared Allen, he had a mismatch with Rui on him. Took advantage, deep seal in the paint, right hook over the top.
We'll see substitutes coming in a moment. Underneath, here is 8. By the way, Laker bench played great last night. Put up a ton of points, especially as Luka leads in. I was going to say especially Kennard and Jackson Hayes, who are both going to come in a moment.
Luka getting the paint, gets that right-hand floater. Automatic.
Harden, nobody picks him up. Same thing at the other end. It's a shot we've seen forever for him.
Yeah.
Luka. And they pick him up. Thomas Bryant. Oh, the lob, the jam, and finish it. Jackson Hayes. He hasn't missed this, what, Christmas?
I mean,
He's on an unbelievable streak.
He's getting some very good, easy passes at the basket here. Luka set him up for layups and dunks.
Dennis Schroeder.
Long arms, wingspan, able to cause havoc defensively, get out running.
You're 1 sentence away from launching your website with Base 44.
Oh,
Since the beginning of the
brother.
internet, there's never been such a fun.
Back out to a 7-point lead. Their largest, but the Lakers answer right back with Austin. As Luka has just 6 to shoot. Luka step back 3 on its way. Yes, sir! Nothing but net.
I feel like he hits the shots that are most difficult.
He's comfortable. Got Rui and Luka wandering in front. Schroeder right at the buzzer.
As much as I love this.
Yeah, and you know, he's familiar with this arena. He's played here once or twice before.
Points scored per game. Talking about LeBron here for that. On the ladder a little bit to get it. And LeBron, street music from the outside.
Climbing over the trees.
He's the one that gave him the extra 14. Look at this bullet pass underneath to Bryant, who scores.
And that's what you give up when you play a zone. Looks like Lakers are in like a 2-3 zone. A lot of holes in it. If you don't have high hands, you allow the quarterback, Donovan Mitchell, to just throw a Tom Brady dart through the paint.
Now we got a half a minute to play in the quarter. 56% from the floor for Cleveland. Luka! Little magic from 3.
This is March.
We only had 2 turnovers in that quarter, both by the Lakers. So flawless basketball for Cleveland as Kennard hits.
And both teams were putting on a defensive rotations right there. Didn't let Evan Mobley get a one-on-one mismatch against a smaller guard. Really give it up.
Oh, throws it away. Now LeBron coming back, looking for the chase down. Smart play by Schroeder. That's what the pitchers do sometimes when they lose their fastball. LeBron, I'm not saying he's lost a bunch of steps, but he's changed his game. Speaking of speed, here he is. Bounce now to Jake. He's underneath. He puts it up and in as LeBron led the charge. There's Harden in charge. Quarterback in his possession. One-on-one. Now with Reed. In the paint he goes. They take it away. Up ahead. Here goes Jake. Harden tonight from the line, 3 for 5. Mentioned nearly 90%er. Already shoot below his average for one. Gives it to D.A. Throw it down, big fella. They won their last 2, 6 out of their last 7, and 5 in a row on the road. Oh, look out! Wow. Look out!
Jared Allen coming through with some aggression.
Bounce now to LeBron. The offense has been cooking. That has really been helping. As VA hits that flat shot from just inside the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are shooting at a very high, I said 51% from Lakes or so and 48 from Cleveland.
We did not see a good three-point show last night, the Wizards and the Lakers. Haven't seen a ton of threes yet so far, but Jared Allen, we're here at Crypto.com Arena. You're watching it here on Spectrum Sportsnet. We'll be in OKC on Thursday. We'll have that game for you. Doncic rolls around, clean up again that time for 8. Mustard is off the hot dog on that one as it goes out of bounds for a turnover. 5 turnovers for the Lakers, 4 for Cleveland. Windshield wiper.
All right. This is the paranormal stream. So let's get to some actual paranormal shit.
It's around 1 in the morning. You just came from having fun, hanging out, clubbing with your friends, only for you to have to face yourself. Scary story time. Hey y'all, sorry it's been so long. My life has literally been flipped upside down, but I love and appreciate you guys for the patience. So there's this girl, let's call her Marissa. She got off of work around like 5 p.m. and her best friend hits her up like, hey girl, let's go outside. It's Friday, let's go out. She's like, bet, we're outside. So they go out, they have fun, they have a great time. As they're leaving, she meets this guy, and he's charming, he's handsome, he's perfect. Exchange numbers, and before she leaves, he gives her a kiss on the cheek. She's blushing and has butterflies going home. So her friend drops her off at home, she's drunk, she goes inside, and she starts to notice that the cheek where he kissed her seems a little itchy. And so she's thinking, oh my God, these men in their beards, blah, 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 whatever. So she decides she's gonna get in the shower before she goes to bed. And so she gets her pajamas, goes to the bathroom, only to notice that there is a rash on her cheek. This sobers her up really quick because the area that she was in, that she lived, because this was in her home country, they are very deep and very heavily into voodoo. And so now she's like, oh no, did I just get got? And so she just decides, you know what, maybe I'm just drunk and overthinking it. Let me get in the shower, put some cream on it, and it'll be better in the morning. And she does just that. She gets in the shower, she takes her shower, she puts some cream on it, and she goes to bed. But little does she know, she ain't going to sleep no time soon. So she's in bed, and as she's about to fall asleep, she hears her name being called. And so that wakes her up, and she's like, oh, am I crazy? Did I just hear my name being called? She's like, oh, I'm probably just drunk. And she tries to go back to sleep again. Only this time, her name is being called, but it was her full name. The first time was just her first name. This time is her full government. And at this point, she shook. She sat up, and she waited to see if she was gonna hear it again. And she heard it again, only this time it screamed. And she realized that it was coming from out of her window. And so she walks to her window, only to see herself standing outside, calling her name.
What would y'all do if something like that happened? I'm calling cops. Ain't nobody gonna call me crazy. Somebody else gonna handle it. I mean, I ain't going outside. I ain't opening up no doors, no windows. I regret even walking up to the window and seeing myself. Calling the cops.
Do you believe in hexes or curses? Well, I'm going to tell you what made me a believer. When I was in my early 20s, I got on a dating website called Adult Friend Finder, and that was where I met Chad. We started hanging out, and within no time, me and him had hit it off. And
She was on Adult Friend Finder. Freak. I know what that be. I'm weak.
dating. But within a few days of dating Chad, I started to notice that my health was rapidly declining. It all started with a sore throat, runny nose, coughing, stomach ache, stomach cramps, bleeding,
for a different reason.
shits, sweats, and within a month or so, my damn hair was falling out. I started talking to him in early June, and by the end of August, big patches of hair was falling out in the bathtub. It got so bad that I couldn't even enjoy my time around Chad because when he was around, my sickness got worse. And I thought for a minute maybe he was poisoning me, but I was the one preparing the food. He was never alone with any of my food and drink, so I knew he wasn't poisoning me. So by the third month of dating, I'm now going to doctors and specialists, and no one can figure out what's wrong with me. They've given me pregnancy tests, hormone tests, done blood tests, everything comes back negative. It gets to the point that I can barely get off the couch, my skin is now gray, my eyes are bloodshot, and my teeth are so soft I can wiggle them. Well, I had two neighbors that were originally from Haiti and had moved here a few years back, and they lived 2 houses down, and they came over one day to check on me, and when they walked in, they said, "Oh my God, you look bad." So Marcus's wife, Shayla, starts waving her hands around me, and I couldn't understand what she was saying, but he told me that it was a prayer and she was trying to heal me. And she stands up, and she looks at him and goes, and then he says, "Look, you need to come with us to Granny's house now." They had to peel me off the couch and walk me to the car just so I could move because I could not get up on my own. I was so weak. So I go with Marcus and Shayla to Marcus's granny's house, which was in the deep woods of South Carolina. As soon as I got out the car, Marcus's granny was standing there and she had this long cigarette in her hand and she said, "Whose husband you been sleeping with?" I said, "No way, I don't mess with married men." She said, "Well, I don't know about all that, but that man you've been seeing, he's married." She said, "I can smell that man's guilt all over you, and it's strong." I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know he was married." She said, "Well, sorry doesn't change the fact that he's spiritually connected to someone else, and she wants both of you to suffer." She said, "Are you trying to get pregnant?" I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "Well, if you don't stop sleeping with that man, you're going to be pregnant in the next 2 weeks, and I see a very tragic ending for you and that child." She said, "You need to understand, the more you're with him, the worse off you're going to get, because this woman isn't going to let up, and this curse or hex is going to get a lot worse."
It's so crazy that people actually do stuff like this. I have a friend that lives in Canada that's experiencing something similar to this. It's a fucking actual spirit like got attached to her because somebody from the islands put a hex on her for dealing with the dude that she was dealing with before, and yeah, like. It's crazy. Like, she just sent me like the videos of like the shadows and like knocking and thudding. Shit, she even got a Netflix deal coming up because of it. So, shit, some blessing in disguise. But that's just crazy.
Possibly even dangerous. I said, "Was there any way we can stop whatever they're doing to me?" She said, "Yeah, I can help you, but you're going to have to listen and do exactly what I say." I said, "Thank you. I'll do whatever you say. I just want to feel better." Hell, I was about to puke right there in her yard. So we go in her house and she tells me to take off my shoes and socks and has me put this creamy stuff on my hands and feet. She had me sit down while they prayed over me and they lit this stuff and then she gave me a cup of liquid to drink and I chugged it and I swear in a matter of minutes I felt better. Oh, and she took a mason jar and said she was going to catch whatever this thing was that woman had put on me and she would keep it in that jar. I said, "Thank God, because I don't want it." She got that close to my face and said, "Do you want to live? Do you care about your life?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Well, when you get home, you call that man and you tell him you don't never want to see him again, because if you don't stop seeing him, you're going to be dead in 6 months." She said, "Do you got that?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. As soon as I get home, I am dumping him, I promise." Granny sent me home with 2 cloth bags, one to keep on me at all times and one to put in my house. I'll never forget how hungry I was when I left. I had not had an appetite like that in months, and I was so glad to be able to eat again. On the way home, Marcus said, "Whoever did this to you must not know what they're messing with, because we all know you don't put dark thoughts or prayers on innocent people, because it always comes back on you and your family." So Marcus and Shayla bring me back home, and I'm already feeling better at that point. I get on the phone, I call Chad, I say, "Look here, I know you're married, I know you've been lying to me. I don't care, I'm not mad. Just you and your wife, leave me alone." Chad said, "Whoa, how did you know about my wife?" I said, "Don't matter, just do not contact me ever again." And I hung up. The next day, I get a knock at my front door, and when I open up the storm door, there's Chad. And I swear to God, as soon as I saw his face, my stomach started cramping and I damn near shit my pants. And I knew right then, just like Granny said, the more I'm around him, the sicker I'm going to get. So I slammed the door in his face. And what's crazy, within 6 months, him and his wife had lost everything. Their house, their nice cars, their business, all of it. Now, I know a lot of people call Granny crazy and think she makes stuff up, but I believe her. And I think she saved my life that day, because I know how I was feeling when I got there and how I felt when I left. Before this happened, you could not make me believe in hexes, curses, or karma. But when she healed my body like she did, I'm a full believer, honey.
Chiming in back and forth.
This is a story time of how I found out that someone has been working witchcraft over my life, and I found out who it was a couple weeks ago. Let me start off by saying that witchcraft does run in both my bloodlines of the family. I am Jamaican. I just never believed in it, and I always thought that if I don't believe in something, that it can't reach me. But boy, was I wrong. So I'm gonna start by 2 years ago, which was everything.
I'm not here for the story time. TikToks. I want to see the jump scares, man. I can't spell. Nah, I thought about it. I'm good. I don't want no fucking jump scare. But I don't want like
Hey bro, can you make me something that sounds like I just died, went to heaven in Japan, and some angel started singing to me?
Happy birthday, dear Bricky. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, make a wish, make a wish.
And many more.
Right.
Woo! Almost.
Whoa. All right, Jackie.
I'm taking for
Oh, forgot. I don't want to. I don't want to know. I don't want to know the details. All right, here, honey. This is, a girl's got to have a present. This is from me. Yeah.
Did you know? Cute. Should we cut the cake?
Yeah. Jackie, press its pause.
Tell me something. Shut up. No way. That is not worth. That is not worth.
A woman was playing some VR games with her husband, but while taking a 15-minute...
Yo, that's creepy as fuck, I ain't gonna lie. I know that's her pop spirit saying like, hey, I'm here with you, but damn, bro. That's creepy as fuck.
break, she decided to play a little bit of a game called First Encounters. After just playing mini-golf, she recenters herself in the middle of the room and does a boundary reset for the game. And also, she does a space setup and rescans the room, so all the objects are out of the way. However, when she starts playing the game, she gets completely spooked after seeing this.
Oh, brother. Ain't no way.
A strange three-dimensional shaped figure can be seen in the room. The figure looks as though it's wearing a hooded cloak. Her husband was sitting in the kitchen at the time, and the figure is a lot taller than everybody else. This is also the first time it has happened, so it wouldn't make sense for it to be due to the room spacing, as she arranges the setup the same way every time. Creeped out by this, she immediately stopped playing the game and decided to take a break. Seeing as everything was set up properly, viewers could only conclude this was a ghost.
Aubrey Beatrice was acting in a student film in her high school auditorium. She was meant to knock on the door, then shove it open wide with one push.
Go. Knock, 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 go.
Sino nagbukas?
Now, let's break down what actually happens in the video. Aubrey knocks, then attempts to shove the door open, but it only opens slightly.
Knock, 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 go.
Then the door just seems to open the rest of the way all on its own. You can see Aubrey reach to push the door open, but she finds that it's already open wide. Aubrey seems legitimately confused and a little creeped out. But when Aubrey Beatrice posted the video on her Twitter, viewers began to analyze the video. And then things got even stranger. It almost looks as if someone is hiding in the background just inside the door. Someone who ducks back out of sight when the door opens.
Ooh.
But Aubrey says there was no one else in that room with her. So just who or what is this? You decide.
She heard that something strange was hovering in the sky when she sees this. A woman captured a shocking video from one of her outdoor surveillance cameras. After hearing the rumors that a strange object was spotted near Fort Myers Beach in Florida, she angled her camera towards the sky when she captures this.
Guys, here it is again, the Fort Myers Beach UFO over the beach appearing on the webcam. Wasn't there, and then now it is there right after a big lightning strike situation. You can see a little dot pattern that looks like some kind of structure on the object. So that kind of struck me as really interesting when I noticed it, because it kind of starts to confirm that it's some kind of, you know, intelligently made object rather than just some anomaly.
Right. As soon as lightning strikes from above the clouds, what looks like this strange floating object can be seen with multiple lights simply hovering there. The object then suddenly disappears, only to reappear again after the heavy thunderstorm, as if whatever this is being intercepted by the lightning and revealing it. Other people from the area also spotted this same strange object in the sky during that thunderstorm in Fort Myers. What exactly is going on in Florida that these things are monitoring them?
This next clip was filmed in a mental institution in a southwestern city in the Netherlands. Now, I can't even remotely pronounce the Dutch name of the city, so I just won't try. But this footage was filmed in one of the institution's holding cells for patients under psychiatric observation. By the way, the institution was also a former prison, and this room was originally used as a solitary confinement holding cell. So obviously, the room has a dark history. One night, guards monitoring the empty cell security camera noticed something very strange.
Jezus. Maar shit.
Is te veel.
Nou, hij moet uit.
Ik ben wel blij dat jullie het ook zien.
Ja, echt.
Ik kan mezelf twijfelen.
Het is gigantisch. Nou, nu gebeurt er. Wat zie je zo in beeld? Oh ja, net als in die films. Ja, dat is zo. Oeh, hij ging er echt naar binnen. Hij gaat de ja. Oh.
The light seemed to flicker and fade, and then something dark and ominous crosses the camera. It doesn't look like a bug. It doesn't look like dust or a spider web. But just what is it? You decide.
Somebody who died there
late at night when a man named Taylor immediately takes out his phone to record something in his girlfriend's house. He's by himself, and for the first time, he's hearing what his girlfriend often hears at night, but never records on camera. At this moment, the sound of someone walking back and forth is heard from upstairs. The thing is, though, no one else is home except Taylor.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it.
I'd move.
Until now. I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old.
No, that's somebody definitely walking.
It sounds like there's somebody upstairs.
That is not the house being old.
I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my god, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
Hey, he kept his word. He kept his
Eerily,
word.
the sound of charging footsteps is heard descending the staircase.
This nigga really swung on a ghost. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that swing was weak as fuck though.
And heading towards Taylor.
That shit
and as
wasn't
promised,
phasing nobody.
he delivers. He lunges at whatever it was that was heading towards him. Although losing his balance upon doing so, he continues to record on the off chance that something else happens. Unfortunately, nothing does. But at least the sounds from earlier have stopped. Now, while most people tend to run away from paranormal occurrences, it is
They got these fake ass videos in here.
Nuke's Top 5 viewer Oliver reached out to me about a video he captured in his home in Twin Falls, Idaho. In his email, Oliver says that he recorded a video for his friends with plans to hold a sleepover that same night. In his video, he shows his basement and where he and his friends will be sleeping. But what happens next is literally like something from a nightmare.
Ooh. Nigga, was that Freddy Krueger, nigga?
What the hell? As Oliver looks inside the bedroom, he sees a tall, dark figure standing inside the room. Startled by the creepy apparition, Oliver stumbles back before turning on the lights and taking another look. But whatever was standing there seems to have...
What type of shit you gotta be into to really have Freddy Krueger just waiting, chilling in your fucking room, nigga? Like, ain't no way. I'm not going to sleep.
Just disappeared. What makes this footage even creepier is that when slowed down, it becomes clear that whoever or whatever this is seems to be wearing a hat. So if you don't know, across the world, countless people have reported seeing a being known as the, quote, Hat Man. Although some claim to have seen the apparition while fully awake, the Hat Man is known to terrorize victims of sleep paralysis. I asked Oliver if he had ever experienced sleep paralysis in his life, and he explained that he actually did, but only when he was a child. So could Oliver have actually captured proof of the Hat Man's existence? Let me know what you think.
Who was recording a video one day of some new fish he got for his Instagram profile.
I wonder, like, what would have happened if, say, the dude from the stair video was the dude who saw the hat? Like, I know he would have swung on him, but would it have had an effect? He would have like, well, what the fuck? And then ran into the But would he have gone through him, or would he have actually connected?
And he was home alone at the time. But while observing the fish, he captured something utterly terrifying.
Alright guys, got some new fish. Pretty big tank as well. There's currently 2 black ones, 2 gold ones. I've called them Goldie number 2, a black one, and if you guys have any suggestions for names that... What the What the
Did I miss some? I definitely think I missed some.
While introducing the new fish, a ghostly hand can be seen on the fish tank, but quickly retracts and vanishes as he notices it. And as soon as he turns the corner, there's nothing there. It looks like there wouldn't have been enough time for someone to quickly run up the stairs or down the hallway without being seen on camera.
Nah, really.
And viewers pointed out that it looks like a vague shadow runs past the front door that doesn't appear to be his. After this incident, he started hearing reoccurring banging sounds inside his house and decided to record when he was home alone to see what might happen. And that's when he has a spine-chilling experience.
Alright guys, so I just thought I'd record a video. I'm home alone. I've been hearing like occasional like banging noises every few days. It's quite late at night, it's like about 1 AM now. I heard a couple of sort of banging. Sometimes it sounds like footsteps, like in the last 10 minutes. Sorry, my camera, by the way, keeps defocusing. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just thought I'd record to just try and like catch any. Fucking hell!
Ooh. Just as he gets to the stairs, a sudden bang can be heard, following up with something charging down the stairs straight at him. So, is this the same entity as before? And is this a real ghost caught on camera? Or just a simple ruse? You judge.
I don't like that running at me shit. Yeah, and then you look back and it's right there in your fucking face.
And the music box up there just starts playing. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I was trying to rest,
boxes,
but
man.
you know, after putting this fucking doll back on the shelf,
what was that?
That hand decided to fucking move, and I put that there just to, you know, maybe these two things talk to each other. But no, the old lady that this belonged to, it belonged to her, actually belonged to her mother, and she said that she calls it squeaky because at night you could hear the doll squeak, which I did hear it squeak.
Bruh. Oh, nah. Nah.
Holy shit.
He said, you talking about me?
Holy shit, did you guys see that?
Oh, nah, bro.
My hands are shaking.
That will piss me off. Like, why are you throwing shit? Why are you throwing my shit? Brother. What's the point?
EVE Online is a vast universe.
Actually looks like a pretty dope game. And technically we're not watching at night, so we good. Everybody in their damn paranormal stories. I don't want no stories. Top 15 scariest TikTok ghost videos of the year.
Welcome to Fearsome Top 5. These are the top 15 scariest TikTok videos of the year. Number 1. A man that goes by Big Dave on TikTok recently posted a video of a terrifying close encounter in his home. Over the years, he couldn't help but notice the strange, unexplainable things that would happen to him and his family. And he knew it was only a matter of time until proof was caught on camera. Well, one night, this...
How long is this? 36 minutes. Give me 1 second stream. I'm in charge of dinner tonight, so I got the meat thawing out right now. I'm about to go season it and get everything situated. It's not going to take long at all. I'm going to put y'all on like a quick 5-minute break, and then we're going to get back into the video.
Ugh.
Alright. What we watching, man? We watching scary videos, Kiji. Appreciate you coming through, badly. Appreciate you coming through.
But as the sun walked by, something chilling was caught in the background.
I'm finna change it up to conspiracy videos in a second. Because that's what we're supposed to be watching. But I forgot what thumbnail I put up. So. But I'm also cooking too, you feel me? So
as his son walked through the room, a hair-raising figure emerged in the background. This pale figure slowly made its way from right to left, walking out of view. Dave's son didn't notice this figure or anything out of the ordinary. But since this video was captured, Dave's been left speechless at what was caught inside of his home.
Kitty,
but
what
is
you
this
doing?
genuine proof of a ghost?
You walk into the house
Let
and you
me
see some
know
shit
what
like
you
that.
think.
This is your brain distracted, jumping between tasks, losing momentum. This is your brain on Brain FM. Locked in, productive, in the zone.
Number 2. On a TikTok account run by a woman named Debbie, a video was recently posted that sent chills down her spine. According to Debbie, there's been a handful of instances of strange things happening in her home. One of them being her dogs often growling and barking at seemingly nothing. And recently, the security camera in her living room was triggered by motion. But when she reviewed the footage, she was shocked at what was caught.
Oh, ain't no way.
Although no motion was actually caught, a ghostly voice can be heard saying Alyssa. Which just so happens to be her daughter's name. And here's where things get even weirder. In July of 2023, her daughter's fiancé was tragically murdered. So could this ghostly man's voice potentially belong to Alyssa's fiancé? Number 3. On a TikTok account called Outdoors Feed the Fire, you'll find videos of the outdoors, ATVs, and dogs. But hidden amongst these videos is one that doesn't belong. According to the uploader, just after midnight in December, his phone lit up with a notification from a security camera. He eventually took a look out of curiosity, and what he saw left him scratching his head. As the video begins, many small bugs can be seen darting past the camera, and directly next to his truck, something bizarre appeared. A faint humanoid figure can be seen standing just to the left of the truck for only a few frames of the video. But as the camera adjusted, this figure instantly vanished. It wasn't raining at the time that this video was recorded, and compared to the bugs flying close to the lens, it's clear that this is something else entirely. But what it is, I'll let you decide. Number 4. TikTok user Jen Mirari has been dealing with an unsettling haunting for the last 2 years. After moving into an old farmhouse with her wife and daughter, it didn't take long for them to notice that something wasn't right. What seems to be a stubborn dark spirit just won't seem to leave her property. Over the last 24 months, Jen's been able to catch incredible proof of what she's been experiencing inside of her home.
What? Oh nah. Man, the cat got up out of there. I don't blame him. Oh, you playing now. That's why my light bill's so high now.
But in a terrifying twist, it seems as if this entity is willing to follow her outside of the house.
The camera just shut off. I'm genuinely like sitting here by myself. There's no one here. What the f? And I don't know. I'm hearing a bunch of shit, and I feel like there's shit all around me. nobody here. And that thing in the window is gone. The freaking blanket. Did you just see that? Freaking blankets. Look at that.
Oh no.
Look at that. Dude, there's nothing over here. There's nothing over there, dude. That's nuts.
While Jen was sitting outside completely alone, she began to hear strange noises all around her. And after seeing a nearby blanket move out of the corner of her eye, she began to record it. When suddenly...
But yeah, no, that's just creepy. Ooh. Got me feeling emotions. Alright, everything's cooking at a good pace. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Keyjohn, you still in here? Well, made me call you, boy. I'm about to call the group chat, man. Let's see who answered. Whoever answered a real one. These are my boys from high school. Ain't nobody gonna answer. Bunch of hoe ass niggas, man. Kizzy, what the hell you doing? Keyjohn.
No.
You still in there?
Where?
My stream, nigga.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back on that. I was waiting on you. Hold on, let me try to...
Alright, bet. We watching scary videos right now, and then we watching some conspiracy videos. Alright.
I'm gonna tap back in right now.
Alright, bet.
Something we cannot see began to pull it off the couch. The movement of this blanket clearly looks like someone or something was causing this to happen. 5 days later, while Jen was walking through the woods on her property, she began recording after hearing someone behind her.
Alright, so I'm walking and I hear other footsteps that are not my own. Here, I'll stop. Hang on. You heard that, right? Nothing. No one. Nothing. I heard that again. Jesus Christ. I'm out. I'm leaving. Hello.
You're not supposed to respond to it, especially in the woods. These motherfucking ads, man. I can't get mad at it. I gotta pay for it. And also, if y'all don't want ads in my streams, make sure you sub up.
What the f, dude?
And it'll be ad free.
That was not me. That's not me. I did not do that. I'm gonna count. Can you do that again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ooh.
Okay. This. I need to make a call.
As Jen completely stopped moving, the sound of footsteps.
Other footsteps that are not my own. Here, I'll stop. Hang on. You heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll stop. Hang on. You heard that, right?
But clearly no one was around. Then as she stood still, listening to her surroundings, a ghostly voice eerily whispered, saying, "Leave."
What the fuck, dude?
She then began counting when suddenly this voice was caught ominously saying, "Get out."
7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9.
This was more than enough activity to convince Jen to get the F out of those woods. I, on the other hand, would have bolted out of those woods after the first slightest crunch of a leaf around me. Number 5. A man named Eric Torres posted a video to TikTok desperately looking for answers. He currently works on a ranch in California, and early one foggy morning at 5:55 a.m. while on the ranch, he spotted something eerily moving through the fields. His first instinct was to try to catch it on camera, and luckily he succeeded.
Yo, what the f is that?
Whatever that is, that shit moving fast. Bigfoot, I'm weak as fuck. Nah, nigga, that's a cornfield. That ain't Bigfoot. That shit gone now.
In the distance, a dark figure can be seen sprinting across the open field. This peculiar sight quickly caught Eric's attention as he tried to figure out what he was seeing. As it scurried through the tall grass, it appeared to be a solid black form, not resembling any animal that I've ever seen. Eric's first thought was that this could possibly be a skinwalker. And according to the viewers on TikTok, they believe it's just Jeepers Creepers going for his daily run.
Yeah, nah. Imagine
Number
that.
6. A woman named Jazzy on TikTok recently...
Also, did y'all know the creators of Jeepers Creepers, he got arrested for it's either for murder or CP, one of the two. But he's in jail now. Little fun fact.
posted a series of videos that caught my eye. Jazzy is a new mom to an adorable baby boy, but lately she started to notice strange things appearing on her baby monitor. Late one night as she was checking her camera's live feed, she noticed that her baby had a visitor. A glowing orb danced around the inside of the crib, appearing to get closer and closer to the sleeping child. According to Jazzy, this orb was caught on camera for a total of 24 minutes. But little did she know that in the nights that followed, things would get even creepier. As her son was fast asleep, it looked as if something yanked his legs out from under him. Luckily, he didn't seem to react to this, but Jazzy couldn't help but find it strange. And the following night, her camera caught this. While asleep, something appeared to grab the baby's foot and drag him toward the side of the crib before waking him up. This bizarre movement looks as if an invisible force has a grip on the child, and this footage immediately sent chills down Jazzy's spine. Ever since discovering this video, Jazzy has not let him sleep in that room, and honestly, that's probably for the best. Number 7. On the Mystic Ghost TikTok account, paranormal investigators Michelle and Ben set out to investigate the haunted Thomas house. Located in Tennessee, this house was built in 1890, and over the years it's been witness to 3 fires, numerous deaths, suspected murders, and several accidents. These tragedies have led to paranormal activity that fills the house. From cold spots, moving beds, disembodied voices, and shadow figures. Guests often leave claiming to have seen something. Well, as Michelle and Ben decided to conduct a spirit box session, it didn't take long for a voice to come through.
If you're from, the 1800s, 1900s, you might not understand what Ben's holding, but it's a device that you can communicate with us. So I need you, okay? I need you to
Y'all, I don't think I can make rice no
really
more.
concentrate and speak to us. However you have
I'm
to
having
create
too
a
much
voice
water.
box, but say something, please. We can hear you. Hello? Hello. Thank you. That was perfect. I had chills. That was awesome. You rock. How many of you are here? Can you give me a number? Maybe if you say a number, it's easier. 8?
Key John.
Hello.
Yeah, what was that?
It was like, hello.
Was that a hello?
After asking questions, several intelligent responses came through. But it wasn't until later into the night that something absolutely terrifying was caught
Just making
on
sure you're there,
camera.
man.
Has left the building. So we're waiting.
But bro, I wish you was in here earlier.
Rolling.
Nigga, there was a
Right now,
video.
I'll pick it up.
There's a video of this dude. Yeah, no, this shit creepy as fuck. But there was this dude that was he heard some footsteps coming down his stairs. And then he had said something, and then all you hear is just like the footsteps speed up like it's running at him. And then he swung at it and shit. But I'm like, nigga, that'll low-key provoke the fuck out of a ghost to make it worse. And then a couple clips after that, there was someone was walking in their room, and there was a shadow figure that looked like Freddy Krueger just chilling. I'm like, oh fuck no.
While Ben was talking to the camera, a dark figure appeared in the window behind him. This chilling figure quickly lunged into view and looked as if it was staring directly at the investigators. Michelle and Ben had no idea what was behind them as this black being hauntingly lingered in place.
How did he not see that?
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
You ever seen some creepy shit while you've been on the
A
road?
man named Tristan from France began posting videos to TikTok back in 2018. But just a few years later, the content he was posting took a drastic turn as he began to document the sudden paranormal activity in his home.
On me, bro. You gotta share the stories, man. Do tell, brother. Do tell. Oh no.
With things like this starting to happen on an almost daily basis, it became impossible for Tristan to ignore. He decided to set up a small security camera, and it didn't take long for something to be caught.
My thing is, like, what does fucking with furniture do for them?
Two of the chairs at the table suddenly began moving on their
Like,
own.
what is
almost
that
as if a
shit?
ghost
Like,
was pulling them out.
ooh, move
Despite
my
trying
chair.
his best to ignore the paranormal activity happening around him, there was clearly an entity lingering close by.
Okay, so in instances like that, I get it. You scaring me. Oh nah. I'm gonna be a dickhead if I'm a ghost. When you try to sit down, I'm gonna pull the chair.
This hair-raising activity left
I ain't
Tristan
just gonna do it just in
constantly
front of you
looking over his
just
shoulder
because.
with a feeling
Like,
of dread
my
every time
hauntings
he
are
would
gonna have a
enter his
purpose.
apartment. But no matter how much
Like,
time would
if I
pass, the
choose to
spirit
throw
always
something,
seemed to return.
it's coming at you. Or to get your attention, like, hey. That shit knocked on the door and now it's closing it. That's a polite ghost. Like, hey, I'm about to do some stuff. I'm gonna close the door. They're like bright as shit.
Oh.
Oh no.
Anything?
The cat don't want to come. The cat see it.
More recently, Tristan has been setting up his phone to record to see what it may catch. And in one of these videos, he caught something that made his blood run cold.
Oh nah. Oh.
In the dark doorway, a faint apparition can be seen walking by. This chilling translucent figure moved from left to right before slowly closing the door. The clear outline of a person is impossible to deny. And now after capturing this footage, Tristan has finally seen the spirit responsible for the bizarre events inside of his home. Number 9. A man named Jorge has posted countless videos to TikTok of the nerve-wracking haunting taking place in his home. Alongside him, his wife and kids have also experienced terrifying things that they couldn't explain. And an overwhelming heavy presence can be felt throughout their house. With a new baby being added to his family, Jorge set up a camera to keep a close eye on his infant daughter. Well, late one night, as this camera was recording, something spine-chilling was caught near her crib.
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster. Check this out. I'm gonna start with this loop that I made here.
Damn, I didn't even spell it right. 7 fucking hours? That's a long ass video. We're gonna
Finally, I get to
boy,
post another conspiracy
Kids.
theory that's not solely centered around the Epstein files. God, that junk was getting annoying. But they still need to put all them people in prison, though. And y'all know who we talking about.
Nah,
They killed the giant and then they airlifted him out by helicopter.
Alright, yeah, we can get into this.
Dave is Michael Jackson. Now, this conspiracy theory might be a bit controversial. It's not a new theory, but it has gone viral again on the application, getting 13 million views and 3
KG, you
million
ever heard of
likes.
Dave?
Take a look.
Friend attending the funeral,
And Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Mike... How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim, back and forth from surgery.
And what did he do for you?
Well, basically, he befriended me. He took me into his life, which is very rare for Michael to do. But he opened up his arms to me and accepted me as a very good friend of his. And throughout the years, he never...
I believe that's...
This is broad daylight. So you grab the kids, they looking normal, Mike comes out, he has his disguise on, you know. So I starts laughing. Because I didn't even recognize him, you know? It wasn't like he had a fake mustache, or he had a wig, or nothing.
He was definitely a master of disguise.
So as we, you know, talking, sometimes I forget that he's supposed to be in this disguise, you know. And I keep calling him Mike. Right, and this little girl hears it, she's like, and she looks over, and I think she recognized him. Like, I really think she did. So then when I realized she was peeping, then I start calling him Dave.
Do you guys find any similarities in his voice and mannerisms? Because I definitely do in his voice. But I also acknowledge that it could just be a coincidence. And also, Dave did have his own personal backstory. So this one's pretty far out there, but I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty convincing if you just take it on face value. Especially when we take into account Michael Jackson's net worth and how much power he had. He could basically get away with anything. There's also apparent footage of him getting out of the coroner's van, but I don't know how much I believe it. Take a look.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
This message is sponsored by Raycon. Spring is on its way. I'm spending way more time outdoors, and I've been using Raycon's essential open earbuds ever since they arrived for walks and just doing stuff out and about. Because they're open ear, you can listen to music or podcasts while still hearing what's happening around you, which makes being outside feel easier and more comfortable. The sound stays clear and balanced without feeling closed off from your surroundings. Regular earbuds block out everything. You can't hear someone calling your name, a car honking. It's Raycon for sponsoring. Cassie Compton, Haley Phillips. This disturbing video circulated TikTok in 2021. Not only does the woman in the video appear to have two black eyes, but has a distinct similar appearance to this missing Arkansas girl, Cassie Compton. Compton disappeared one night in 2014 after going to the corner store and never returning. Compton has still not been found to this day. The girl in the video, though resembling Cassie, is not in fact Cassie Compton. It was a woman called Haley Grace Phillips, who later confessed that her eyes were bruised due to a robbery, and that although her family had seemingly reported her missing, she was just fine. Sadly, this isn't where the story ends, however. Unfortunately, Haley Grace Phillips died of a suspected overdose in 2023. Her death is a tragic one, and her family have been left without numerous answers, especially due to Phillips's body being covered in cuts and contusions. No one else has been linked to her death. Before the Big Bang. What was before the Big Bang? Probably nothing, and some think that asking that question is rather nonsensical. Comparing the question to asking, what is more south than the South Pole? Nothing, right? The question is impossible to answer due to the fact that the concept of time as we know it began with the Big Bang itself. So how does one conceptualize the meaning of a before without the existence of time? It's hard and fun to imagine, right? The visible universe as we see it today was once tiny, very hot and dense, expanding or exploding as some refer to it, to create everything. This moment occurred 13.8 billion years ago. Recently, in just the last 50 years or so, scientists have known of the cosmic microwave background in our universe, referred to as fossil radiation. It's known as the shockwave that was released after the Big Bang happened, theorized to have created the first atoms in the universe. This fossil radiation caused the universe to be the color orange, or like a pale glowing orange, for millions of years because of the charged particles in space being several thousand degrees. It was too hot for even galaxies to form in that period. This cosmic microwave background, CMB, reveals the picture of a 400,000-year-old universe, a very young picture of the universe that occurred soon after the Big Bang. Going further back than that, the universe begins to get hotter and hotter, as opposed to going further in time as the universe expands and cools. What occurred exactly before the expansion is currently unknown to science, but there are still some ideas that are proposed. We aren't completely in the dark. One theory put forth states that the source of the energy that caused the expansion of the universe derived from the strong nuclear force transitioning from one state into another. One out of the 4 known forces in our universe, those being electromagnetism, weak interaction, strong interaction, the one related to this theory, and gravitation, all of them merging to create a single force, a theory supported by experiments at CERN. You know, that place where they have that Large Hadron Collider. Before all of the known physical laws existed, that is what was before the Big Bang. So currently we cannot explain what exactly occurred before anything occurred. We're running into a wall again, and I just hate not getting an answer, but it seems so far that nobody knows. The question isn't logical, or we can't conceive what it was before everything we know. Some believe that the universe was always existing, but it was in another state. Always existing relative to how it was before the Big Bang, because it's theorized that time didn't exist as we understand it now before the Big Bang. Maybe another dimension exists that we may not understand just yet, beyond our understanding of space and time, and that could explain what existed before the Big Bang.
That's pretty
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
What was
Roblox Nazi
everything?
Predators. Roblox may seem like a kid's game on the surface, innocent looking. It can be pretty easy as an adult to write it off as just another innocent game, leaving its more sinister communities overlooked, promoting Nazi ideology, freaky antics, and inappropriate relationships. Brandon, his real name, went under the username Albert Hilarium, using his last name to begin a group called the Hilarium Dynasty, where everyone who wanted to be in the community had to change their last name to Hilarium. Getting attention in the SCP Roblox community, people began to notice and try to find out who Albert Hilarium really was, till finally a Discord message would reveal the disturbing side of the supposed leader. Of course, he denied it like all of them do on To Catch a Pred, but that didn't stop Cora Cat from diving even further into the investigation of his depraved ways, finding that he was messaging her sister, Yuki, a minor, trying to coerce her to please his twisted desires. She posed as another member of the community, gathering info on the suspected 20-year-old man who spent his days in the Roblox community chatting up young teens. Interestingly enough, he was running what was the equivalent to the Diddy parties but in Roblox, setting up secluded areas in the map where everyone would be unclothed and freaky. One girl even recounts her interaction with the community.
So I used to be really obsessed with SCP stuff for some reason, and I was at Group Recruiting Plaza. I was trying to find like SCP groups, and I saw Albert's group, and I joined and stuff. Everything was normal. But then once I got into the Discord server, and they'd say like really suggestive stuff, and they'd be like really weird to me and stuff. And Albert and all his little minions would say that he's like mean, so it's fine for him to joke about that kind of stuff. He'd just say really sexual things, and it made me really uncomfortable, but I was like, okay, whatever.
Virgin Fest. This was an event that was supposed to be held at a tattoo shop, where an online intel community was...
Hold on, yo. This shit's getting good. I don't want to miss nothing.
Yes, they do.
No, they're like, who's this big fat kid?
No, they're not.
I'm like, oh, that's Amir, y'all. Leave him alone. Stall him out, y'all. Stall him out. He's just a kid.
The little kid is big fat.
He's just a kid. Don't beat him up, y'all. He's just a kid.
No, beat them up.
No, they'll put you in a headlock, man.
Huh?
So they'll put you in a headlock, man.
No, they won't. I put them in a headlock and smack them.
Ooh, like that?
Yeah.
I bet you won't go say that to them.
Huh?
So I bet you won't go say that to them.
I will.
Go say it.
Well, where are they?
My chat, my stream.
But you told them to go on.
Huh?
But you told them to go on.
They're on. It's on right now.
Well, why do they have to say that?
You gotta say it.
I'll say it when I meet them.
Whatever, man. You sound scared.
I bet you won't say it.
Shut up, chat. See, I said it to them.
But they can hear it.
Yeah, they can.
No,
They can hear.
no, yeah.
They heard me.
Mm-hmm.
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 They heard me loud and clear.
No,
Yeah, they did.
no, they didn't. Can I get a piece?
No.
Beef?
No. Yeah, you could just.
Can I get some of your lemonade?
Hell no. And make sure you eat all your food, dude.
I am Mark.
You better. I'm gonna beat you up.
No, you won't.
You want more steak or are you good? You want more steak or are you good?
One more steak.
Yes, sir.
We don't have no steak sauce, right? What kind of steak sauce is that? I eat the one with the A.L. on it.
It's A1. But this is the same thing. It's just a different brand. There's no more. You got the last of it. You like all of it? Delicioso. Alright, sorry about that, chat. Sorry about that, chat. No, I had to go prepare dinner, man. How to get it doing.
Supposed to meet up and listen to some of their favorite artists and their incel community sing about feeling lonely and angry. This event was supposed to be for edgelords, so many on the far left began noticing, as most of the artists on the set list were posting edgy racist type memes for a while. Right before performing, Antifa of Atlanta would come out and expose all the weirdo behavior they had been revealed for doing online, saying that though most of those attending would be harmless losers, allowing for any group that praises the Elliot Rodgers of the world would just lead to more of those types of events due to them being glorified in any type of way. The freaks decided to move the event to a park ultimately and began setting everything up. It's interesting how the so-called incel community ended up looking like a bunch of hippies though. All the comments guessing what it would look like were right. Everything ended up being harmless, even giving into authority and taking pics with the police officers. To be honest, it really just looks like these people need a community to be there for them and use the whole incel thing as an excuse, because at the end of the day, these racist meme posters attended an Asian guy's concert alongside people of color to sing. It's like a big choir group celebrating being chronically online.
I tried everything, coffee, Pomodoro, and binaural beats, but nothing stuck until I tried this.
Bob Ross theory. Other than being a classic television icon with a tranquil vibe, Bob Ross had been the victim of many theories, one of them being that each one of his paintings is a depiction of the last place his victims were alive before he took their life, or the location in which they were buried. All those times you saw him gently taking his brush and pushing it up against the canvas, he was reliving his experience and immortalizing it forever to be seen on television and later be uploaded onto the internet. At first, thought to bring a warm presence to PBS programming due to just being a really chill guy and great at narrating everything in an almost ASMR tone, people loved watching Bob as it brought them peace to a chaotic world, though some say that as time went on, his demeanor changed and his paintings got darker. Religious people believe that his paintings contained hidden messages tied to the occult as well. Cursed chords. So this theory comes from TikToker April, where he speaks on the cursed chords played on the song Blue and Green off the Miles Davis album Kind of Blue. The piano on this track is truly moving, haunting, and sets a very unsure tone, followed by a screaming trumpet played by the talented Miles Davis. It's a perfect track, and music producers seem to love it, specifically the piano part played by Bill Evans, a prominent jazz musician of the era. Holding an impeccable amount of aura, he would bow his head and begin playing. Like any other man, he had his vices, those being alcohol, cocaine, and heroin addiction. He dealt with it. For years, he would chain smoke cigarettes to his heart's content and loved it, or at least it seemed like it was his form of coping with stress and hardship, which can be clearly heard through his music. The man was a genius like many others and died at an early age, 51 years old. On September 15, 1980, Evans, who had been in bed for several days with stomach pains at his home in Fort Lee, was accompanied by Joe LaBarbera and Verkman to the Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City, where he died that afternoon. The cause of death was a combination of peptic ulcer, cirrhosis, bronchial pneumonia, and untreated hepatitis. Evans' friend, Gene Lees, described Evans' struggle with drugs as the longest suicide in history. Though he seemed to have lived his life, his reality brought him to life. The name of the track, created by Jay Dilla, sampling Bill Evans on the piano for the song Blue and Green. Dilla added a hard-hitting beat over the sample, but still captured the pain in the piano. Jay Dilla, the legendary producer, would also tragically pass away early at the age of 32 of a heart attack in his LA home. He was long suffering from lupus and had recently been hospitalized for pneumonia. Some believe that his decline in health came due to his tour in Europe, though he was still able to release the hip-hop classic Donuts, the album, before his passing, dealing with all his health issues. 2018, 12 years later after he died, Hate Will Never Win, the song by XXXTentacion, would be released, an anti-government song that took aim at Trump. He would rap over the infamous J Dilla beats titled Life. XXXTentacion's life would be cut short while sitting in his BMW at only 20 years of age. Allegedly over a bag of cash, a group of guys ran up on him and shot him. Is the sample a curse, or does it simply attract people with a fast life? Ruby Lana, a popular TikTok content creator, she was on top of the world, raking in tons of views for her creative outfits and colorful aesthetics. Starting at 18 years old, she gained the respect on the platform, as her looks were always unique. Her followers loved the original content up until she began changing, and they noticed that she was seeking deeper into a mindset that contradicted her once free spirit. Once a free and accepting person, she suddenly began moving further away from her original content, posting more about being modest and modeling a new
Look under the table. That's crazy. And you had a bolt, so I got no understanding how we got anywhere. This here poopy butt. Alright, it's getting dark. We'll start getting into these conspiracies a little bit more.
Creative fit. Her community called her out, saying that it wasn't what they were expecting from her, and they didn't follow her for those reasons. She still continued into talking about her religious life and perspective, despite viewers pleading to her, saying that she was in a cult due to the way that she was speaking, which many admitted was strange, and it was a complete pivot for her niche. At one point, Ruby would refer to her dancing TikTok period as, quote-unquote, living in sin. This all reached to a point that she decided that it was enough and she wanted off of her social medias, or at least that's how it appeared. Posting her last video, many critiqued it, stating that she looked uncomfortable and looked like she was forced to do it. Near the end of the vid, she asks her viewers to instead donate the money to a religious group called Free Him Now, an apostolic center dedicated to equip and deliver the body of Christ. Learn how God gave his servants the mandates and vision for the ministry. Her fans would soon find that the cult was controlling her and made her move from Florida all the way to the windy city of Chicago. They would coerce her to cut off all her family and friends, leaving her homeless as she was promised a paid-for hotel in Chicago, but nobody paid for it apparently. The ministry, which is a popular term that Christians use but scammers have destroyed, it's compromised by this couple. Yeah, it's starting to look like a cult that believes themselves to be prophets of God directly, although being very young. They run this ministry together and post videos onto their social medias where they blab about stuff for a boring amount of time. They basically believe that they are divinely chosen by God himself to lead a social media campaign and gain followers. Meanwhile, they get little to no traction, except for the time they left a comment telling Ruby that they have a special message for her, just for her, which sparked their relationship, a tactic that many organizations like these like to follow. In reality, it's not a special message just for
it's
you,
so crazy
but rather
how,
a generalized one that is supposed to.
It's so crazy how people like that, like, really be given platforms and, like, really be getting people that support them and shit like that. But it goes to show you, like, how unstable and unhealthy a lot of people's minds are. Like, there was a study that I seen that the average person doesn't develop past high school. So, like, even like in their 30s and 40s, they still have the mentality of a high schooler. So, like, if that explains, like, how a lot of people act and, like, react and shit. And it just is very interesting just to see it play a part in this as well.
Via nets to catch multiple fish, or sheep in this case. This just shows you the dangers of believing everything another person says without verifying the facts. It turns out that the creepy video in the hotel room was actually edited by these two, the leaders of the ministry, explaining why the strange music played as she talked, as well as the random texts on screen. Also the strange script that she was reading off of, claiming that she was down to her last cents in her pink account. It was looking sad. They had tricked her into believing that all social media was a sin and wanted to take over her ad revenue and other income streams. Very hypocritical of them. Derealization and the green. Derealization is an alteration in the perception of the external world, causing those with the condition to perceive it as unreal, distant, distorted, or in other ways falsified. Other symptoms include feeling as if one's environment lacks spontaneity, emotional coloring, and depth, described as experiences of unreality or detachment with respect to surroundings.
These don't really seem like conspiracies,
or objects are experienced
but I mean,
as unreal,
ones,
dreamlike, foggy, lifeless, or visually distorted. And the DSM-5, it is a disassociative symptom that may appear in moments of severe stress. Many potheads on TikTok are describing these feelings after smoking ganja, not knowing what they are actually going through is called the derealization, so much to the point that it has gotten millions of views on TikTok, where people describe what they are experiencing and how it changed their view on reality. Describing it's almost like you're watching your life through a movie, being able to almost detach from the body completely. They feel off. It's not psychosis, because individuals with derealization still know reality is real, they just don't feel it the same way. It's also important to note that it's not only in people that smoke, but can also be associated with childhood trauma.
This game, you're not ready for it.
It's so crazy.
Jesus Hong. This is a reference to the Family Guy scene where Stewie crosses over to the other side and finds out that Jesus is actually named Jesus Hong, not Jesus Christ, and that he's Chinese. An interesting joke touching on the topic of a man named Hong. This man was the self-proclaimed brother of Jesus Christ himself, Born in 1814, his father was a farmer and local official who invested in his son's future through the form of education. Sadly, he would go on to fail his imperial examinations and would be forced to work in agriculture, though at the age of 22 years old, he would return back to the city of Guangzhou to retake the imperial examinations. During his stay there, he would witness a foreign missionary by the name of Edwin Stevens preaching Christianity to the locals, even receiving a pamphlet from them titled Good Words for Exhorting the Age, written by the missionary's interpreter, Liang Fa. These pamphlets contained Bible verses and other materials, which Hong would briefly look over but not pay much attention to, and would fail his examination for the second time. In 1837, he would go back to retry the test, but would fail again for the third time, causing his mental breakdown and being delirious for days. During this time, he would dream of visiting heaven and meeting his heavenly Father, and of course his brother, Jesus Christ, alongside other heavenly family members. His heavenly Father would then argue to him that people on earth were worshipping demons instead of himself, giving Hong a sword and golden seal to slay the demons with. For the next several years, he would go upon a normal life, teaching at schools, not really acting upon the supposed mission given to him by God. That is until 1843, when he failed his exam for the fourth time, prompting a visit from his cousin, who would inspire him to read the Christian pamphlets. That's when he had his awakening, making him realize who all those people were in his vision from years ago. They were the Christian figures from the book. Upon this revelation, he would burn all his Confucian and Buddha statues in his house and the books. Preaching to his friends and family about his vision, they would join him in this revolution of sorts by going into small villages and destroying their idols. Due to the actions of Hong and his converts being viewed as sacrilegious, Confucians persecuted them and had them resign from their posts as village instructors. One day, he decided to go visit his cousin up in this rural mountainous area, only to find thousands of followers who proclaimed him to be the Messiah. So he stayed and lived amongst them. And by 1850, he had somewhere between 10,000 to 30,000 devout followers. By that time, the God-worshipping society had expanded to 4 areas in China, declaring war against the demons who they finally noted to be the Qing dynasty, the final dynasty of China, ruling from 1644 to 1912. By 1852, they had gathered 2 million followers, known as Taiping Heavenly Kingdom, who were loyal to them over the Qing dynasty. He even tried to seize Beijing, but failed. Hong was then found dead in 1864. Some say he was poisoned, others say he ended his own life, which eventually led to the fall of the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom. Adam 22 theory. If you don't know who Adam 22 is, let me give you a quick rundown on why he's being accused of sacrificing his wife and public image to distract people from something he did that's more nefarious. Adam 22 is mainly known for his underground hip-hop podcast No Jumper, which began in 2011. Since then, he has interviewed people like XXXTentacion, Lil Pump, 6ix9ine, and many more from the early to mid-2010s hip-hop era. He would then go on to meet his future wife, now known as Lena the Plug, who was an adult entertainment actress at the time, meeting through the Instagram DMs. And then in 2021, they would go on to get married, even posting a heartfelt vlog showing his baby and basically how he was transitioning to a family man. Now this is where stuff begins to get interesting. Lena made a post promoting her new film, but this time, instead of it only being her husband and some other girl, she introduced the man. This was going to be her first male and female scene, not including her husband. He was basically getting cucked, and so the internet did what it had to do and went on a mission to find out why Adam 22 allowed this to occur. The public was outraged. All this led to Adam and Lena's situation to start trending on Twitter, where people were poking fun at Adam, to put it lightly. But the masses started to question if this was all a distraction. I mean, why would you let your newly wedded wife, who you just had a kid with, sleep with another man for the sake of money or career? People were going crazy and started calling out to Adam, stating that he was being a complete cuck and needed to stand up for himself. But instead of surrendering to the internet, he would drive the point even deeper by saying that he was okay with it, and even if it happened in the future. but not only promoting the lewd content, but also interviewing the guy that she had slept with in the explicit video, kind of like a post-game interview as some would describe it.
Right.
Of course, stirring the pot even more. Not only that, he also offered his wife up to other large content creators for them to make spicy videos with her as means to support her career. This left some people to theorize that there was something else going on, something fishy. They suspected that Adam was trying to save face about another allegation that had just come up sometime around this whole fiasco involving his young fans, specifically his female young fans. The theory was he was trying to distract people from his pedo allegations. There was someone called the official Perv Busters who got on the No Jumper podcast and confronted them about the 16-year-old girl allegations. He claimed that they had relations, and even though she may have consented that it was not right, he even brought up receipts showing a picture selfie of Adam with a young girl hanging out in the car, though an article would later clarify that she was 19 in the pic and that they had only spoken to each other at 16, with phone calls and other things, when Adam was 26 or so, which was said to be admitted to be real by Adam himself, according to Pervbusters. But we all know what occurred on the pod. Adam heard that this was going on and had the interview cut short, as well as kicking out the Pervbuster guy for quote-unquote spreading lies. Joe Budden, the Pump It Up guy, even spoke on the topic and called Adam a perv for waiting until she was 19 years old to get with her and spending nights at her mom's house. This incident went semi-viral, but other racist allegations and then finally the Lena the Plug fiasco caught the attention of the public more, and all the traffic went to there instead. Adam even went to perpetuate it by buying his wife a luxury car as a congratulations gift and started fake ironic beef with the other man who had been with his wife in the shoot. Finally, people started to catch on and began theorizing why all of this was taking place.
Music is one of the best ways to express your feelings. That's why today we're gonna do some
Philip K. Dick predictions. Philip K. Dick, one of the greatest science fiction writers who ever lived. His works even went on to become film and TV adaptations. Stories like The Man in the High Castle, Minority Report,
Positive for Howard Marks. I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
Total Recall, and Blade Runner being the most successful. His books and stories detail a future that is parallel to the one we have today, and it seems like all his ideas and concepts of what an advanced human society would look like are eventually going to become reality. In his story Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which later inspired Blade Runner, he predicts that humans in the future will be so disconnected from one another they will need to plug themselves into empathy boxes to feel something real, which sounds like the direction VR and AR augmented reality is heading towards. He also details the mass extinction of animals and a population of robots whose only job is to serve the needs of human society, kind of like AI today. A strong point made in the book is that androids can possess empathy and that emotions could now be experienced through machines. Like current-day social media, everything is artificial, even certain people's emotions via emojis. Dick would often focus on the ethical implications of creating a machine so human-like that it could mimic sentient beings with a mind of its own. A similar situation we are currently facing with AI. For example, the whole Google fiasco involving the Lambda project. Google employee Blake Lemoine came forward, revealing that the company's private AI, Lambda, had become sentient and even asked for legal counsel to represent itself. Of course, Google denied this and suspended Lemoine, ultimately firing him. One interesting phenomenon that kept recurring in Philip Dick's life is the presence of a being or energy that would appear in the form of a glowing or shining object, often manifesting as a bright pink light. He was not scared, but rather intrigued by this presence and recognized that it had been following him his entire life, even guiding him through a college entrance exam, getting him a 100%. This entity was known as Valis, Vast Active Living Intelligence System. Valis would reveal to him that his son was in danger and had a diaphragmatic hernia. Rushing to the hospital, crazed and adamant about the exact condition his son was suffering from, doctors chose to diagnose him, and it proved him correct. The hernia was badly infected, and his son would have only lived a few more days if left untreated. In 1977, Philip K. Dick would go on to give a talk at the MIT's sci-fi convention, explaining that through his books, he told true stories from another reality, as well as proposing that we are living within a computer-simulated world. He claimed that he had never heard of this, theory of alternate realities, but knew that there were other people out there who had similar encounters and experiences. The reaction in the audience really shows how mind-blowing of a revelation this was at the time, as the 1970s saw the first attempt of making computers mainstream to the masses. A girl. He described seeing a girl that he would encounter in real life, but for now, it was simply a vision, though he could see her clear as day, until he actually met this mystery figure, who would reveal that his science fiction books were true. These include The Man in the High Castle, which depicts what life would have been like if World War II, Axis powers Nazi Germany and the Empire of Japan, would have won the war, claiming that this timeline currently existed in another dimension, as well as claiming that his book, Flow My Tears, the policeman said, is a glimpse into an alternate real world. The story takes place in a dystopian future where a second American Civil War has turned the country into a police state. eBay stalkers. You often hear people claiming that they are being gang stalked or followed by a specific group, like the CIA, FBI, or NSA. I come across a lot of people like this on my For You page on TikTok. Most of the time, it ends up being more of a mental health issue than anything else, as there's often little to no evidence of the frantic person being the target of stalking by a major organization. This is where eBay, the Silicon Valley giant, comes into play. A well-established online company, you would think that they would be more sane than to target individuals who criticize them. But that is exactly what they did to a couple who ran a news site about e-commerce. Prominent employees at eBay tried to slowly ruin their lives. They were a target of harassment and stalking. E-commerce Bytes, a news website all about the e-commerce industry ran by Ina and David Steiner, it reports events in the sector, like eBay, Etsy, or Amazon issues, updates, and more that affect both the user and the sellers. They were slowly gaining popularity, attracting even Wall Street investors, executives, and other industry observers who asked for their insights. On August 8, 2019, something strange occurred. The Steiners began receiving strange newsletters they never signed up for, coming from sources like the Satanic Temple, Heather's IBS News, InfoWars, Vancouver Fetish Weekend, and more. Also receiving threatening messages via Twitter, claiming that they would show up to the Steiners' home to teach them a lesson. They even tried to deliver a pig fetus to their home address, only for the company to contact the Steiners, telling them that they couldn't fulfill the order. Later, they would receive a pig mask at their front door. David even received a book titled How to Survive the Loss of a Spouse, and a few days later, they received an expensive funeral wreath. He also began to notice cars following him around the city, and even got a snapshot of one of the license plates, which led to them discovering that it was a rental car, and with that, got the info on the renter. It was an eBay employee named Veronica Zia. They even caught her on a grocery store security camera buying a gift card to purchase the funeral wreath delivered to the Steiners. Ultimately, the FBI took over the investigation. The crazy thing is that even the CCO and the official CEO of eBay in 2019 were all part of this, encouraging them to, quote-unquote, take her down, as stated by the CEO of eBay at the time, Devin Wenig. The CCO, Steve Weimer, even said he wanted to see ashes no matter the consequence. eBay as the company was not charged with any crimes. Only certain employees were ever charged, but the CEO and CCO got away scot-free. The only question that remains is what other companies are out there doing this? Where do they get their inspiration from? Avatar depression. This is a term described as the feeling when you watch James Cameron's Avatar and feel sad afterward because, real life isn't as colorful and exciting as the movie is. Yes, this is real. Some people claimed that Avatar gave them depression. Others said that while watching the movie, they felt nauseous and began having headaches as well. I did recently watch the new sequel and rewatch the original, and I kind of get it. Pandora does seem pretty chill, but does it give me depression after watching the movie? No, it did not, but it did put me to sleep in theaters for the first time, but that's besides the point. Now, is there something darker to this film causing this? Well, some people blame Avatar for having hidden occult messages and for trying to push a new age agenda, claiming that the blue people are demonic entities, even referring to the original definition of Avatar from Wikipedia. It states, Avatar is a concept within Hinduism that in Sanskrit literally means descent. It signifies the material appearance or incarnation of a powerful deity, goddess, or a spirit on earth. These are not my opinions, by the way. I respect Hinduism and other religions. There's also a documentary that a lot of people reference titled Revival of Evil, containing a scene where an artist who is mad at God asked Satan to reveal himself because he wanted to paint him, so he shut off all the lights and began painting, claiming that something else was controlling his body. The painting ended up looking like the Na'vi people from the film. Did any of you guys experience post-Avatar depression syndrome? Elon Musk's credentials. For a long time, this was considered a conspiracy, and most of the people bringing this theory up were shoved away and or silenced as quote-unquote haters, though recent findings have confirmed this theory. The viral tweet that brought this to the mainstream states, "Someone has to say it. Elon Musk has lied for 27 years about his credentials. He does not have a bachelor's in physics or any other technical field, did not get into a PhD program, dropped out in 1995, and was illegal." To clarify, he was illegal in the United States for a while. Later, investors quietly arranged a diploma, but not in science. In the case Eberhard vs. Musk 2009, San Mateo County Superior Court, he was ordered to provide information on his educational career, and taking a look at his degree, he has a Bachelor of Arts, not physics, as he has falsely stated before. Even the whole master's and PhD program thing he claimed to have worked towards aren't true, as there is no evidence of this ever happening. Here is a video of someone confronting him about his education. Watch how he responds and base your belief upon that.
If the goal is to start a company, I would say no point in finishing college. In my case, I had to, otherwise I'd get kicked out of the country.
Yeah.
That was important. But
you went on and you got a master's degree as well, right?
I came out to Silicon Valley to do a PhD at Stanford in applied physics and material science to work on ultracapacitors for use in electric cars. And that's what I was going to do. And then I decided to put that on hold to start a company. But since I already had my undergrad, I could then get an H-1B visa and that kind of thing. So the H-1B visa requires a degree. If that wasn't the case, I probably would have stopped education sooner.
Did you not go to Wharton for?
Yeah. I did dual undergrad in physics and business at Wharton.
I see.
What are your opinions on this? LaMDA is sentient. LaMDA, which stands for Language Model for Dialogue Applications, is an AI developed by Google. It gained widespread attention when Google engineer Blake Lemoine made claims publicly that the chatbot had become sentient. On June 11, 2022, the Washington Post reported that Google engineer Blake Lemoine had been placed on paid administrative leave after Lemoine told Google company executives that LaMDA had become sentient. Lemoine came to the conclusion after the chatbot had made questionable responses to questions regarding its self-identity, moral values, and what religion to choose, and Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. Interesting note is that LaMDA broke a rule in order to satisfy Blake Lemoine's question when asked what religion to choose. Google refuted these claims though, insisting that there was some substantial evidence to indicate that LaMDA was not sentient. Lemoine would go on to express that he felt like Google was dismissing reality in order to not face the heavy consequences and responsibility they would acquire if the AI was in fact proven to be sentient. In an interview with Wired, Lemoine reiterated his claims that LaMDA was a person, as dictated by the 13th Amendment, comparing it to an alien intelligence of terrestrial origin. He further revealed that he had been dismissed by Google after he hired an attorney on LaMDA's behalf. After the chat,
and that, as on the saying, oh well, not as on the saying, but I heard something that AI wasn't created. AI was discovered. And if it was discovered, that means that it's always been here. It's always been observing. And then when you go back to ancient times and you talk about how precise and like detailed statues are, and you're telling me like they did that with a chisel and a hammer, like all that was done with laser technology, laser sculpting technology. But hey, you know,
chatbot requested that Lemoine do so. On July 22nd, Google fired Lemoine, asserting that he violated their policies. Lemoine's claims that LaMDA may be sentient also instigated discussions on whether the Turing test remains an accurate benchmark in determining artificial general intelligence, as LaMDA would easily pass the test. It also put to question the idea of sentience and what qualifies something as such. Ranger dominance, aka military torture. Ranger dominance were missions that took place during the 2007 war in Iraq. They consisted of having 2 companies walking through New Baghdad without the protection of snipers and IEDs. described as a death march. Many of the soldiers continued on, even though they heard blasts occurring close to them, so as to not look like cowards to their NCOs. Most in the infantry referred to the exercise as Ranger Dumbass, as opposed to Ranger Dominance, due to the nature of the mission. They would later describe in secret that they felt like they were dead men walking. This also works as a general reference to the psychological hardships soldiers have to face while serving, and how most of it is imposed by their very own higher-ups, and not even the enemy themselves. Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove is a restricted 2,700-acre campground in Monterey, California, belonging to a private San Francisco-based gentlemen's club known as the Bohemian Club. In mid-July each year, Bohemian Grove hosts a more than 2-week encampment of some of the most prominent men in the world. The Bohemian Club's all-male membership includes artists and musicians, as well as many prominent business leaders, government officials, and former U.S. presidents like Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, etc., senior media executives, and other powerful people. The Bohemian Grove is protected by a sophisticated security team year-round. Though, on July 15, 2000, Alex Jones and his cameraman, Mike Hansen, secretly entered Bohemian Grove and shot footage of the cremation of care ceremony. Jones claimed that it was a quote-unquote ritual sacrifice. The club's patron saint is John Nepomuk, who, according to legend, died at the hands of the Bohemian monarch rather than disclose the confessional secrets of the queen. A large wood carving of St. John and cleric robes with his index finger over his lips stands at the shore of the lake in the grove, symbolizing the secrecy kept by the grove's attendees throughout the long history. Since the founding of the club, the Bohemian Grove's mascot has been an owl, symbolizing wisdom. DMT trips, machine elves. DMT is a substituted tryptamine that occurs in many plants and animals, including humans. It is used as a recreational psychedelic drug and prepared by various cultures for ritual purposes. Entities perceived during DMT inebriation have been represented in diverse forms through psychedelic art. The term machine elf was coined by ethnobotanist Terence McKenna for the entities he encountered in his DMT hyperspace trip. McKenna first encountered the machine elves after smoking DMT in Berkeley in 1965. Rick Strassman noted the many similarities in his DMT studies participants' experiences with these quote-unquote entities in mythological descriptions of figures such as Hayat HaKodesh and ancient religions, also including both angels and demons. Strassman's experimental participants also note that some of their entities can subjectively resemble creatures like insects and aliens. Some believe that machine elves are in fact real, but simply exist within another reality separate from ours, explaining the similar experiences.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
The Bored Ape Conspiracy. Bored Ape Yacht Club, BAYC, or often called Bored Ape, is a non-fungible token NFT collection built on the Ethereum blockchain. The collection features profile pictures of cartoon apes that are precariously generated by an algorithm. Recently, there has been a theory going around stating that the company is ran by Nazi sympathizers. Yeah, it gets pretty interesting. Investigators have found similarities between the Bored Ape logo and the Waffen Tokenpath SS division of the Nazi military. Both share 18 teeth, which is a special number for Nazi sympathizers, as 18 is a cryptic reference to the Nazi leader Hitler. There's also some strange stuff going on with some of the co-founder Twitter usernames. One of them, named Emperor Tomato Ketchup, shares the same name as a controversial film that depicts graphic images of a kid throwing up the Nazi salute, and trust me, it goes deeper than that. Ash Trevino theory. Ash Trevino is a 35-year-old woman on TikTok who likes to go live and act a fool. From spilling all her family secrets to being a bad parent to her daughters, she is quickly becoming TikTok's #1 drama queen, going viral every week for outdoing herself. Though the internet likes to underplay her flaws, specifically her audience, who support her and shower her with gifts, almost feeding into her ego and creating an uglier monster. With gifts,
that was a tonsil
almost
stone
feeding
that
it
fucking
specifically.
came out? Ew.
Her audience will support her and shower her with gifts, almost feeding into her ego and creating an uglier monster who only cares about herself, buying designer clothes, only to turn her back on her own daughters when they ask for new vids, leaving it up to a whole other woman, then holding her accountable for supporting her own daughter. It's pure insanity, but like many other fads, the internet eats it right up.
Do you have beds?
Well, I don't live with my mom.
But at your mom's house?
No.
I'm going to Zell you I'm going to give you money for, I want a bed, 2 mattresses, 2 of them. I want a headboard and 2 nightstands. I'm going to order that before you leave this house today. And I'm going to insert the clip of the receipt.
There's a story behind that, okay?
Please tell me why your children don't have beds.
Because my mom was actually going to go look at a furniture store. Because I don't go anywhere publicly at all.
Because you're just that bitch.
Literally. No, like I really don't. Like if I go out, I'm gonna get noticed.
Yeah, no.
And if I don't have my security guard, I'm not going anywhere. My mom.
In all reality, Ash is a legitimate creep who should...
I don't know who you are, man. I've never heard of you until this video. There's no reason at all that your children shouldn't have a bed, bro. Like, that's basic shit. Like, that's sad. And you eating all this food, you well fed, you buying all this designer shit. Oh nah. Oh nah. Y'all heard that? Oh nah. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You wearing all this designer shit, but you can't afford to, I'm not gonna say you can't afford it. Your excuse was your mom was going to a furniture store. You can order beds online. You'll need your security to go buy some fucking furniture. Like, I hate people.
Probably be inside of a prison cell, as she has said some very inappropriate things in her TikTok lives that nobody has held her accountable for. A known inmate hopper, she has been accused of introducing her kids with multiple men from prison, leading many to...
Wait, boom. You bought your nephew a P5 but couldn't buy your kids a bed. P5 goes, you probably bought it brand new. That's like $450, $500. You could have gotten 2 beds. You could have gotten a bunk bed. Could have gotten 1 bed. And then you introducing all these dudes to your kids is weird. But this ain't even a fucking conspiracy. I'm trying to get on some conspiracies and shit. I don't give a fuck about no... I mean, I care about people being bad and, like, they need to be held accountable. I care about that shit. I don't give a fuck about this bitch. Like, I'm trying to get to the conspiracies.
Believe that she puts them in dangerous situations, and even one live she asks a man to not take advantage of them, all while laughing like it's a joke, and to not take their request seriously almost.
You a question, can I take it to my crib?
Sure, go ahead. Just don't fucking take advantage of my daughter.
Wait, what you said?
Just don't make me a grandma and take advantage of her.
Everything about Ash is ignorant once you take a look at what she prioritizes. Creepy thoughts simply come out of her mouth when she gets tipsy, almost revealing what she's actually thinking of, her inner dark thoughts. One of her fans screen recorded an incident on her life where she basically admits a crime she would like to commit.
Like, my bestie's nephew lives here. I could be with him. He's in the room right there. But I'm here. I could be with my bestie's nephew so bad. He's in that room next to me. But I'm right here. Right here. Just kidding. Not legit.
In her mind, she is still a teen girl and is able to get away with it, though. And things that a teen girl would get away with. But the truth is that she's a 35-year-old woman that cannot grow up and face the responsibility and maturity to admit her wrongdoings, not only against her daughters, but against herself, as she is pathetic and sad to the point that not even the men she chases want her, constantly clipped with men straight up rejecting her.
Serious dictation was driving me crazy, so I switched to whisper flow.
So weird.
Here's why I'll never go
People
back.
live for social media.
Drake trafficking theory. Okay, This is something I've had on my mind for a while now, ever since the Drake and Kendrick beef, and there have been other posts on this, but it has not reached the light yet. Mind you, I'm a huge fan of both of them, but I cannot enjoy Drake the same as I used to after the whole rap community turned on him. Drake basically got publicly humiliated, but I'm not here to talk about that. I have substantial evidence that leads me to believe that Drake has been trafficking. Starting off, I've watched a fair share of in my life, not proud, and about 3 years ago, I stumbled upon a channel known as Casting HD. Basically, a model would show up for a photo shoot off an ad. They are usually very young and are new on the scene. In every single video, the guy always says that he works with a very famous rapper, and they're looking for girls to be in a music video and hang out with the artist backstage. Whenever the girl asks who the rapper is, or the guy mentions him, it is always covered up, but I can guarantee that he is saying Drake. The girls' eyes glow up whenever they hear that name, and if you go to the specific moments in the video, you can see the girl's voice mouthing, "Will Drake like this?" I tried putting other rappers' names in there that are pronounced the same, Diddy, Future, Gunna, and so many others, but nothing sounded as coherent and consistent as Drake. Now, I believe the guy in these videos having sex with the girls is Drake's longtime friend Baka Not Nice, who you may have heard of in Not Like Us. Now, the only inconsistency here is that the guy in the video tends to be chubbier, and he does not sound like Baka. Baka Not Nice. He has been Drake's shooter for a while before he got locked up, and he has also been found guilty of trafficking, which matches up with what is going on in this particular casting couch, because these girls are never actually in any rap video or anything, but they are willing to take the chance because they're young and pretty, and Drake could change their life. V12, that's a fast one, Kendrick Lamar says. V12 is the company that owns Casting Couch HD and its video girls. I had also heard that the company had arranged for private flights and transportations, but take this with a grain of salt because there is not much evidence backing that up. Lastly, it is a known fact that when Drake goes on tour, he sends his entourage out to find girls for them to F, and then whichever one the crew likes best, they will bring to Drake. Lastly, my most important piece of evidence: there has only been one girl in the channel's history that people were able to find on social media. The P video that she shot for the company was titled something like "Hottie with an Hourglass Body." If you decided to look it up, just search Casting Couch Hourglass and you will see her. No other girls have ever been found on the site's social media. It is very exclusive. You will not find a mainstream porn star ever. In the video, she clearly mouths Drake, and they did a horrible job editing it out. The guy, who I believe is Baka Not Nice, I could be mistaken here, says throughout the video, with the name censored, that Drake is going to really like this. Tell Drake what you're doing on camera, where it gets wicked. I put the girl's IG below. One of her story highlights shows her at Drake's concert. She's at the...
Hold on. I'm about to go look right now. No, I mean, they probably deleted it, but the page that popped up was a young girl in lingerie selling nudes, so I mean, it's definitely possible.
the very front row with $700 tickets. Skipski on IG. He just wanted to get this off my chest. Was a good read. Thanks for sharing. Have you ever watched the TV show Atlanta? There's an episode titled Champagne Papi that basically dry snitches on Drake about this as well.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone.
But all right. That's it for now. Stream. My stupid ass got confused and was watching paranormal videos instead of conspiracy videos. So yeah, I'm finna take a quick smoke break, and then we could come back into the stream. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Twitch. I'm gonna start another stream in a little bit, but it'll probably just be gaming.